So as I have so many new car camping gadgets and upgrades, I thought it made sense just to make one massive video with all of them in. So these are items that I've either bought or been given over the past few months. I just haven't either used them or shown you them. And they cover a range of activities, from things I will use in the car itself to things that I and we can use on actual car camps. And the first thing, of course, is the car itself. Now, I've only had this car for a few months, but in that time I've done a couple of solo car camps and we've been on a couple of couples car camping trips. And this is a Vauxhall Combo Life XL. Now, the good thing about this car is that it is actually based on a van. So it is huge, but it's still classed as a car. Now there's a link over here somewhere that you'll find to a better description of what this car is and how my setup works. So the first item to show you is an upgrade, and that is this rather nice little dash cam from the folks at Viofo. Now, I've been using Viofo dash cams for quite a while now, and for me they play quite an important part of my car camping videos, because not only do I get to capture all the wallies on the road, but I also use the footage in my actual videos. So this one is another 3-channel setup. So I'm going to have one camera on the front, one camera that looks inside, and then one camera on the rear as well. Now, if you're brave enough to get this dash cam hardwired, then this does open up a couple of useful features as far as car camping is concerned. Now, the first feature is that if it's hardwired, if somebody hits your car while you're parked, the camera's automatically going to go off. But the thing I used my current dash cam for on my last car, you can use it as a kind of security device. Now, I didn't have it hardwired, I just had it on the 12-volt connection. But basically, I used my 12-volt power station, plugged it in, and you can kind of use them as outdoor security cameras. I do have a whole video on that here, where you can see that in action, and it did kind of work. So it all depends on how much condensation is on the windows, but it is an interesting use for this type of dash cam. Now, although I've had this camera set up for quite a few months now, I hadn't got around to installing it until now. Another reason why I like the cabin cam is because you can use it as a little vlogging camera too. Now, the next item to show you is a gadget that you've actually seen me using on all my recent car camps, and that is these rather cool wireless outdoor cameras from AUTO-VOX. Now, these come in singular sets, so it comes with one wireless camera and a screen, but they kindly sent me 2 cameras because the setup I've got is a 2-channel system. Now, although I really wanted to do a separate video for this item because I think they are so good, at the end of the day I've been promising any kind of review and giveaway for a long time now. So I'm going to do a mini view within this and do the giveaway within this video. So this item is actually a wireless reversing parking camera. But because these are totally waterproof and they even have a little solar panel on them, so they can charge up by themselves when they're outside. But what I do with mine, now firstly what I've done, I've added little magnetic blocks. So these aren't on the actual cameras themselves, I've put those on. And I did that because of my last car where I could stick it to the metal. Now, how I fix these now, I do that using these Velcro straps. Now, I bought these from Amazon as a long reel of Velcro. You then basically cut them to the length you want, put your hook on, and there you go. And how I do it? Well, I have 2 straps and I fix them like this to my roof bars. Now, I've had these on my car for quite a few car camps now, and I'm happy to say they're still here, they haven't got nicked, and as long as you put them somewhere where people can't see them, then they're going to be safe. But as far as car camping security is concerned, these really are an absolute game changer. Basically, my setup is total stealth, or total blackout, so I can't see outside, people can't see in. So it makes looking out at night quite difficult. Now with these, I can see what's going on. Obviously I've got two, so I can either see left or right, front and back, or front and left, you see what I mean? So you can't have 360 vision, but the fact you can even see anything, and the picture quality actually I think is really quite good. Now the thing to note, these aren't night vision, so if it's very dark where you are and there's no light, well, you won't see anything. But as long as you're somewhere where there's some light, then you will be able to see what is going on. So this is the screen where you see what's going on, and that is powered by a little 12-volt lead. Now what you do when it's plugged in, there's a little button on there, and you just press that, and that will automatically activate the cameras. So the cameras aren't on permanently. Basically, they're only on when you press that. So it kind of conserves battery as well, so it's quite cool. But it does mean if something happens outside and you haven't pressed that, you won't have footage of it, because it does record footage onto a micro SD card that was included, I think, and it's in this. Now these record to an AVI file, so you might have to change it if you want to use it in footage like I do, but the whole setup is, yeah, it is really, really good and an awesome gadget. And at some point in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can win your very own brand new boxed setup. Like I say, thing with this is the same camera, it's just the 2-channel system, but it only comes with one camera, not the two, I'm afraid. And actually, a good idea that my friend Chill Van Life had, because he did a similar review. The thing with these cameras as well, you can be quite diverse with how you place them, because you could hide it away from your car so it looks onto your car, because the range that these work for is something silly like 200 feet or massive distance like that. So you have options for what you can do with these cameras. Now the next thing to show you, I suppose, are classed as upgrades and gadgets, and that is these two rather nice lights from Workhorse. Now previously, many years ago, my lights all came from a company called Claris, and I still use them now. They're the two, one behind me and the one in front of me, and I've got a third one from Claris that I've never actually really used, and I'm going to give this one away in this video too, so wait out for this giveaway. In terms of this one, this is the one that I would plan on using for the outdoor, and I tested it properly for the first time on my last car camp here, and you can see how shockingly bright it is. So it's going to be ideal for car camps. But these are kind of like gadgets as well, because you have that really bright light. But I did actually use it in the car as well, because it has these little wing lights as well that I think are really cool. Now all these settings you can adjust by pressing and holding the button, and it makes it brighter. It changes between your normal ice white light and cool yellow light, but this one actually has more additional features that I don't know if I'm ever going to really need. It has a green laser and it has ultraviolet light, so when I shine it on here in a minute, you're going to see how manky dirty my floor is. Now this one is the one that you're going to see more of, and this is my new basic car camping light that I'll use inside the car. I think the first Claris I ever got is finally starting to wear out now, and the battery doesn't last half as long, so I was really pleased when they offered me this, and actually, to be honest, it works perfectly, and you would have seen that on my last solo car camp. Now what I quite like about this, and you might have noticed this, so you have your normal, it's one press for your yellow light. You press and hold this button here, that makes it go duller, and then press it again, super bright. But what's interesting, I can use this in other ways. So it becomes a bit like cracking safe, because every time you press the button a different amount of times, something else happens. So one press to turn off. So if you press it 3 times, this happens. Colours. Now there's a little dial on top here as well, and if you roll that around, you get different colours. I don't know how much that you can see that on screen, but you get all these different colours. You can have quite nice mood lighting in the back of your car if you want to. But not only do you have these groovy colours, actually I'm going to kill the lighting a bit so you can see it better. So you have this mode, but if you press it again 2 times, you get different colour functions. So flashing, and again you can adjust it for all the colours. This will be quite cool for my DJ lives. Now I'm clearly going to be using this primarily for the function of just as a car camping light, but it's quite nice. And I did it on the last car camp to put on a little coloured light and just chill out in the back of your car with a bit of blue light. So something you would have seen me using on all my car camps since I got this combo is of course my new sleeping system. And that again is an upgrade, and that came from a company called King Camp. So what they sent me was this rather cool sun lounger, which is slightly larger than the one I had, but they also sent me these extra large sleeping bags, which I think are going to come into their own now the weather has started to get cold. All that I've added to this sleep system is the foam that I had on my old bed, just to make it even more comfortable. But the sun lounger is absolutely perfect in this car. The fact that it is so much higher in height than the other bed actually leads to another advantage and another change to my setup. And on my last solo, you would have noticed this change, and that is my green vegetable boxes that I've been using for years as underbed storage have finally been replaced by some old plastic boxes that I've had in the garage for years. I realised that actually they are a perfect fit to go under this sun lounger. 2 of them I can fit in, and it basically means I can carry a lot more stuff that I don't probably need to on car camps, and it's proper storage box now. So the green boxes, they were fantastic, they have served me so well, but as I've got that much more room now under the bed, I can put everything under there now. My power station can go under there. Even my porta potty fits under the bed when I'm not using it. So the next thing to talk about is a massive upgrade that we more so had for our couple setup. And you would have seen this a couple of weeks ago. And that is we bought the Van Gogh Cove 2 low poled car drive-away awning tent. And this is absolutely awesome. It is really, really nice, and we absolutely love it. We need to practice pitching it a little bit better, but it is so much better than just having the 4-man tent that we used to. Now this tent isn't too hard to pitch. It took us a good probably an hour to put it up the first time, but the second time we'd got it down to half an hour. But what is really good about a proper drive-away awning car camping tent is, well, the clue's in the word. Basically, it means we can drive away and leave the tent there. But when you're parked up next to it, this little tunnel comes over, and it basically means you can open the car door and you're in the tent. So it's so convenient in many ways. Well, for one person, whoever's got the tent on their side, they have the advantage. Whoever's on that side, which is me, still has to go outside into the cold. And with this car tent, there came some further upgrades from the kind folk at King Camp. They basically sent me and Mrs. Hobbies a chair each. So Mrs. Hobbies got the moon chair, I got this rather nice recliner kind of rocking chair, which is really nice. But they also sent us this rather cool bamboo camping table. And this is actually a really good table. We really like this. We've used this in New Forest, Cornwall, and in Lincoln. It has adjustable legs, and it is a very good size, very sturdy, and yeah, we absolutely loved it. So all in all, what this means now is that we have a pretty awesome couples car camping on a campsite setup. So we'll be doing a lot more of that within 2026 and going to a lot more places and really making the most of it. Now the next item is another one that was actually given to me, Mrs. Hobbies, months ago, but unfortunately due to the problems I had with my car and then the changing seasons, we haven't been able to use it yet. And that was these 2 paddleboard sets from a company called Overmont. Now these are complete total paddleboard sets. I've then bought more stuff from Temu to go with it, but I'm hoping, yeah, as the months go on and it gets a bit warmer, you will see us doing couples paddleboarding car camps. So we are both really looking forward to be able to using these kits. And it's a shame we haven't had a chance yet, but that was just the way that circumstances played out. So yeah, we're going to have some fun with these. And then that brings us to the final item. And this was a brand new gadget that I bought. It was really expensive. It was about £12. And that was this. Yep, I bought a really high-tech car hoover, which is a hoover. It hoovers. It's USB, it's wireless, so it does the job. And actually, to be fair, it's not actually that bad. It was only an eBay cheapie purchase, but It's perfect as far as the car concerned, and it's even good for using indoors if you want to hoover up the stairs and you can't be bothered to get the main hoover out. So that has multi-functions as well. Saving the best to last, the giveaway. So we've got first prize, which is the AUTO-VOX camera setup, and then we've got the second prize, which is a lovely second-hand Claris light. Now, all you have to do to enter this competition, and let me think of something you can say in the comments. Let's go with, "Wow, Matt, you're such a kind YouTuber. We love you long time." There you go. That's all you have to put in the comments. Basically, yeah, put that in the comments, give it a couple of weeks and I'll draw it. I will post these worldwide. Obviously, I'm paying to post these out, so a bit of me hopes somebody in the UK wins, but I know when I've mentioned this competition, I've got quite a lot of international people who watch me and they were a bit sad that they couldn't win it. So I will put this open to UK and abroad. Now, the only reservation I have with that is this, because I think power banks can be quite problematic posting transit. So we'll see who wins this and whether or not this needs to go to the UK. So it could be second prize has to be UK. First place I will send out. But this is completely sealed, unopened. You've got everything in there. Obviously, there's no guarantees on this. It's come direct from the company themselves. They have kindly given me this to give away. I asked them if they'd send me one, and they did. So say thank you to AUTO-VOX as well, because, and check out their channels and stuff, because it would be nice to give them a bit of love back, because they've given you some love. So yes, otherwise, that is me pretty much all done. So I hope you found my little video useful. It's given you some ideas as to some gadgets that you might need when car camping. And until next time, take care.